That's why everyone in Bikini Bottom craves Krabby Patties, and here's why. Think about it. Mr. Krabs, the guy who'd rather eat chum than spend a dime, has been caught secretly munching on chum. Why? It's about power. Mr. Krabs is actually buying chum from Plankton, but not for himself. Oh no, it's the secret ingredient that creates an unstoppable craving for Krabby Patties. It's an addiction, and all that panic when the Krabby Patty formula is threatened. That's just a brilliant distraction. A fake alarm to make everyone think it's the patty itself they can't live without. Mr. Krabs isn't just running a restaurant. He's cooked up a product that forces demand, making sure customers line up forever. Everyone thinks Squidward and Mrs. Puff just hate SpongeBob because he's annoying. But what if it's deeper and way darker? SpongeBob goes on a heroic journey. Squidward and Mrs. Puff both try to stop him from going because SpongeBob knows their secret. Squidward and Mrs. Puff were part of Plankton's original Plan Z. SpongeBob accidentally discovered files in the Krusty Krab freezer, blueprints connecting them to the scheme. In the movie, Mrs. Puff smiles when SpongeBob gets humiliated, and Squidward, he only helps him when it's too late because they wanted him to fail. So what do you think? SpongeBob loves his job as a fry cook. That's why he's afraid of losing it. In the episode Big Pink Loser, Patrick tries to copy SpongeBob's every move, right down to flipping Krabby Patties. At first, SpongeBob seems helpful, but he's not. He starts pushing Patrick into ridiculous tasks, like filing papers or cleaning an already clean table. Because deep down, SpongeBob's terrified. Being a fry cook isn't just his job, it's his identity. If Patrick actually got good at it, Mr. Krabs might replace him, and we see that in another episode. So SpongeBob steers Patrick away from the grill and convinces him he's not ready. SpongeBob is afraid of being replaced, fear of being ordinary. He's just holding on to purpose with both hands. Because without that hat and spatula, who is SpongeBob SquarePants?
I told you about SpongeBob's house earlier. Well, here's another. Have you ever noticed SpongeBob's pineapple house? Bright, cheerful, but hiding something strange. Look closer in different episodes and you'll see sometimes the inside layout changes. Rooms appear where they shouldn't. Doors lead to nowhere. In Rock Bottom, his front door suddenly connects to a bus stop that's not in Bikini Bottom. But when we go deeper, some fans think SpongeBob's home isn't fixed to one location at all. It's drifting between spots in the ocean like it's alive. The moving house theory says the pineapple is actually a giant sea plant slowly crawling along the ocean floor. That could explain why SpongeBob always seems to bump into adventure. Or the adventure is following him. And here's the deepest part. Patrick lives right next door, yet sometimes his rock is way farther away. Either SpongeBob's house moves or Bikini Bottom isn't as stable as we know. So that's why there's one tiny background detail in SpongeBob you've probably seen hundreds of times, but it changes everything about the show. In Krusty Krab training video, when they show the history of the restaurant, look at the framed newspaper on the wall. The headline celebrates the Krusty Krab's grand opening, but the date? It's years before SpongeBob was even born! That means the Krusty Krab existed long before Mr. Krabs hired SpongeBob. And it raises the question, was the famous fry cook job always meant for him, or was someone else before him? As kids, we laughed at the goofy training. As adults, we wonder what history is being hidden. And if you think that's strange, wait until you see which episode proves SpongeBob might actually be older than he looks.
Plankton says he tried every plan from A to Y, and then finally reveals Plan Z in the Spongebob SquarePants movie. But here's the catch. Was it really Z? The plan involved stealing King Neptune's crown, framing Mr. Krabs, and mind-controlling Bikini Bottom. Now here's where it gets weird. The plan's full title, Neptune's crown. And if you tilt the letter Z sideways, it looks just like the N on Neptune's pendant. So what if he never actually used Plan Z? What if he skipped a letter, and this was secretly planned in all along? Which means Plankton hasn't reached his final plan yet. This theory might ruin your childhood. Known for being endlessly cheerful, but notice why does his alarm clock always goes off at exactly the same time? Let's go deeper. Every morning, he jumps up with that same goofy smile, eager to start work. But here's the deeper detail it never changes. No weekends, no sleeping in, no breaks. It's like SpongeBob is stuck in a loop. A perfect, sunny routine that never truly ends. But that's not it. You see, he's defined by his job. His entire world revolves around one goal: flipping patties and staying positive. His alarm is a symbol of his predictability, his fear of change, and maybe even his emotional comfort zone. It's not just about waking up, it's about staying exactly who he is. Every every single day, so that's why.
It took me 21 years to realize this crazy detail about SpongeBob. SpongeBob's house doesn't match anything else in Bikini Bottom. Everyone lives in ocean-related homes, like Squidward's Tiki Head or Patrick's Rock. But SpongeBob, a pineapple. Weird, right? In the first episode, we see the pineapple came from a boat crashing and dropping it into the ocean. But wait, that's not it. Here's the deeper detail. SpongeBob didn't just live in it. He chose it for something different, something no one else wanted. But if you look closely, that pineapple represents SpongeBob. Optimistic, weird, out-of-place character. But we see that in a town full of jellyfish, grumps, and chaos, SpongeBob stands out on purpose. His house is his heart, bright, unusual, and full of holes. So that's why
Squidward always acts grumpy and distant. But what if he's not actually an introvert? What if he's secretly extroverted and hurting because of it? Squidward constantly craves attention. He performs music, hosts talent shows, and dreams of fame. Those aren't introvert traits. They're signs of someone desperate to connect. Whenever he gets an audience, even for a second, he lights up. Remember the time he joined the marching band? He was miserable until the spotlight hit him. Then he thrived. The real reason Squidward is always annoyed. He's surrounded by people who don't take him seriously. An extrovert stuck in a world that ignores him. Squidward isn't cold. He's lonely. He doesn't hate people. He just wants to be seen. Not an introvert, a forgotten extrovert. Patrick Star may seem like a harmless, goofy best friend, but there's a strange detail most fans never notice. Patrick lives under a rock. But have you ever noticed his house has no furniture? Just sand. No bed, no food, nothing. How does he live? Patrick often knows things he shouldn't. In some episodes, he randomly spouts deep wisdom, then instantly goes back to being clueless, almost like he's pretending. Look closely at Patrick's shorts. The floral patterns are identical to the sky flowers in Bikini Bottom. What if he's connected to them somehow? Maybe Patrick isn't just SpongeBob's best friend. Maybe he's a planted observer, put there to watch him. The forgetfulness, just part of the cover. He's not dumb, he's hiding something. Mr. Krabs and Plankton have been enemies for years. But what if the real secret isn't the Krabby Patty formula? It's their mothers? Both characters were raised by single mothers, but their backstories are suspiciously vague. What if Mrs. Krabs and Plankton's mom weren't just neighbors, but sisters? That would make Mr. Krabs and Plankton cousins. It explains why they started the Krusty Krab together as kids, but something tore the family apart. Every time Plankton mentions the formula, Krabs gets unusually emotional. Not angry, but hurt. Like he's trying to protect more than just a recipe, a secret legacy. What if the Krabby Patty formula was never stolen, but inherited? A family recipe passed down, split by betrayal. They're not just rivals, they're blood, and that makes it personal. Bubble Bass and Patrick Star, two very different sea creatures. But what if they share more than just a love for food? Bubble Bass critiques Patrick's antics with surprising familiarity. Both characters have overbearing mothers and exhibit childlike behavior. In Moving Bubble Bass, he lives in his mother's basement, much like Patrick's dependent lifestyle. Could they be distant cousins? Their shared traits, gluttony, laziness, and obliviousness, might hint at a familial link. Could Bubble Bass be a forgotten branch of the Star family tree? If so, their comedic clashes take on a whole new meaning. Mr. Krabs and Larry the Lobster are brothers, and here's why. They have same bold red shell, massive claws, and tiny legs. It's like they came from the same family tree. Well, they actually did. Picture it. Mr. Krabs, the older brother, tight-fisted, business-minded, chasing every coin. Larry, the younger one, always at the beach, lifting weights, living his best life. Total opposites. But isn't that how siblings usually are? In the episode, Larry the Floor Manager, Krabs trusts Larry to run his beloved Krusty Krab. That's huge. He doesn't even trust SpongeBob with the cash register. And Larry, he strolls in like he's done it before. So maybe they're not just neighbors in Bikini Bottom. What if they're half-brothers? In all the years of SpongeBob SquarePants, Squidward talks about his father, but we never see him until much later. Why the long silence? In the episode Pet Sitter Pat, Squidward casually mentions his dad when talking about responsibility. But in Goons on the Moon, Squidward finally gets a letter from his father years later. Why now? The theory is that Squidward's father was ashamed of him. Squidward wanted to be a famous clarinet player, but failed, and it drove a wedge between them. Every time Squidward performed badly, it wasn't just embarrassment, it was heartbreak. The letter wasn't just a check-in, it was an apology, a quiet nod that maybe, just maybe, Squidward's dreams still mattered. And for once, behind the sarcasm, he smiled.